All right, so I think I have some pretty good news, at least for everyone that's looking at 4K or dual 4K like the Samsung G9 57-inch, and you may not be going with an RTX 5090. I mean, it might be overkill, but the i9 14900K bottleneck that I've been getting, I think, is the most important, because I think some GPUs under this could handle the dual 4K potentially, depending on your settings, which I'm going to show you guys really quick. But I'm out at Spa. I did 40 cars, which is, if you look at most of the online races, none of them are over 40. So a lot of them are actually less than that, 30. And I've left everything well within line to what I think is quality. So you only have grandstands and crowds on low, which I've noticed no difference. You can't see the back of the people. No limit on frame rate on this. I did turn the grass off. I honestly don't like it. I've tested it enough to where I don't think it looks good. And then MSAA at 4X, which gets you everything clean lines, no jagged edges, shadows on, so I think that gives it that realism of the shadows. 3 lights, 16p filter, shader quality, high detail. I can't tell the difference between Ultra. The 2-pass trees, high quality trees, no FPS difference there. Cockpit mirrors, very important to only have at 1. When you hit 2, it's the one you can't see on the 57-inch anyway, or the 49-inch. And then if you go 3, it's the inside digital one. So just leave it on 1, and the higher detail doesn't do anything. Your quality over on this mirror and the rear view is just as good. Then you go into the rendered DX11 file, like I've mentioned, and you can change that to large. And I've actually stepped up my FOV to 100 degrees, and I'm not seeing FPS difference there. So that was good. And I left the headlights all on and everything. Sharpening I love on the 4K HDR, and that video memory swap I pointed out in the last video, leave that off. And so I'm going to show you guys how this is performing. I think you're going to be impressed. You got to remember, we're talking about dual 4K. So when you're looking at FPS, I don't think anybody's necessarily expecting 200 plus frames a second, but check this out. I'm on the grid. I'm already over 100, almost 115. I put myself right in the middle of the pack, and I put the competition pretty high. I think it's 85%, and then the low is down to like 70 or something. So we should be able to get close to people. I'm at 100, but we're surrounded by people. Now I'm at 120. So 105, 106. I also put it at 4 p.m., so there's going to be some heavy shadows, and I put the time to do 8x. So that means it's going to be moving. Wow, that guy's didn't take that corner well at all. Must have been worried about the cold tires. Check it out. 130, 140, 150. I mean, this is way playable, like on the higher levels where everybody says they need a minimum of 120. And the quality, in my opinion, based on all the settings I've gone through so far, and I'm trying to record at a high quality, but look at the reflections and stuff. I mean, I'm seeing really good. Let's see if I can get by some people here. You crank that AI up, I'll tell you what, they'll give you a challenge. 110 through there. I mean, there's so many trees out at Spa. The crowds are on 120, 125. I haven't spent a lot of time on this track, especially in this car. I follow, a lot of what's going on in the series, and they are all over the place, so it's not like I've spent a ton of time on this track, but it's a really fun track. I know it pretty well. Just not in the Mustang so much, I guess. I really like the Mustang GT3. Check this out. I mean, I'm pretty much consistent above 120 now. And I don't need that rear view mirror. Look at that thing at 100. I've got the nice clean mirror on the left too. And I adjust the yaw and everything of it so I can see what I want. But everything's just running smooth. I like that you can leave that first set of shadows on. I feel like you have to lift just a little bit there. See if I can get another one. He's probably gonna go outside though. No, he's not. I had him, must have stuck my nose up enough. Let's see if we can get by some more guys here. 163 in that corner with this grandstands and everything. Went down a little bit there, but 120 plus. So I think the highest we've seen is like 160 so far. Oh. That was all on me there. I think I only got, oh, 0x, that wasn't that bad. I hope the brake's hard enough. That's the thing about AI, I feel like they make some reactions that you're not necessarily going to see in at least a decent race, you know, with some higher splits, but barely stayed within limits there. The 8x time should be moving pretty fast, so 150. I mean, this is smooth. This is nice. Didn't know if he was gonna do another huge slowdown or not. I think I can pass him here. Almost like he's playing a little defensive. I like the reflections though, the new lighting and everything. I mean, when they get that new engine, I feel like if they're already getting ahead on some of that stuff with this engine, I can imagine it's gonna be good. My fingers are crossed. Ho ho ho. Little tappy trail right there to over-rotate the rear end. I feel like you can stay in fourth in this car. Yep, we can. See if I can catch these guys. I should be catching my relative on. Oh, I must not have that programmed right now. I don't know how that got. I have a button to switch my black box to relative. I can probably use my multi-tool, but I was making graphics adjustments. I don't even know, place them in now. Not like it matters. 150, 143. Oh man, when I did some reset stuff, I must have reset a bunch of things on my wheel and my buttons, my presets. It's a bummer. I know we're catching these guys. But a field of 40, I mean, you're just not going to be pulling 60 cars all the time, and it's not necessary. But the cars make an impact, and someone was talking about if AI makes an impact. I think it's going to matter whether it's pulling online or not. Someone else mentioned that. It doesn't matter if it's AI or if it's people online. So as long as you're not in a field of, 60-some people, you're not going to see those larger impacts that I was seeing. I mean, this is great. I mean, we are averaging above 120. There we go. I'm going to come out way hotter than him. I can tell the time's changing a little bit. The shadows are getting longer. 150. I tend to not brake as hard and maybe a little bit earlier than it looked like they were. Depends on your style. He's not going to let me in. Yeah, it's a 0x. Not the corner to do that. That's twice I've slid in there. 130. I mean, the most demanding parts, at least what I would think would be the most demanding parts of the track. It's not an off track. That was close though. 150. I mean, this is great. I'm glad I found a happy medium. I was getting nervous there that it wasn't going to be a happy medium because I was purposely just maxing everything out to see what it could handle. And the bottleneck of the CPU, obviously. I have to adjust my active pedal just a little bit versus what I just downloaded the new Simucube tuner software, which puts your bass, your pedals, everything all in one, which is really nice. But I messed with a few things because I happen to have it open. It imported my profiles and everything, which is great. And I think I need to make a couple of adjustments. A little late braking there paid off. 22.48. See if my timer button. No. Tell you what, on that straightaway, I'll just use my mouse maybe. Change my black box. I'm gonna have to do it once I get through the bends here. I mean, I like the race matters. I just like seeing where we're at in the field, how many people are in front of us for the graphics reasons. There we go. Standings. There's relative. Yeah, that was a pretty good glove off mouse adjustment. Good practice if I ever need it in a race that matters. Look at that, 170? Gotta be patient right there on that exit, in my opinion. Same with that one. Those corners just have just enough off camber and everything in them where I feel like it really gets tricky. Can I make a pass right here? Oh, he's now like slow, and I know they have this like adaptive AI. Nope, it's not gonna let me in there. It's like he's sped up. Still in 13th. It's not like a... That was an early break in my opinion. I kind of blocked him out. No, it's fun racing AI. Give him a tough time. 145. It's really become super consistent now that we're broken out in the field. A little lift there. I don't even know if you need it.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 22.402.
22.40. Oh man, mine was a 24. I guess these guys are
New fastest lap for you.
terrible laps though. I'm a couple seconds off that guy in first.
Left side.
I think if I were to get around some of them, I'd probably
To go.
at least find a second. Build from there. Then again, that glove situation didn't help a whole lot. Yeah, I stayed almost flat. I think I shifted early though. I could have let that rev out more. Look at that. 160. I mean, you just don't need more frames than that, in my opinion. Well, more of an esports line that time. I don't know if the guys will be going that deep in the curb. Yeah, I missed that one. Definitely sliding the car on that corner. I feel like you definitely have a better approach. That didn't feel like the fastest either. Not bad, but definitely need some practice out at Spa. Just can feel the different areas I'm losing time in. This car drives. You know, I actually like the Mustang GT3 and LMU better than iRacing, I think. It's funny, the different car characteristics you appreciate a little bit different in various platforms. Definitely growing, LMU's growing on me, even though I like iRacing so much because you just have so many races and people. That was risky. That was not a good spot to attempt to pass, but I'll get him right here. Oh, that was a 222. Shows how slow that one was. I was very inside on that. I think this is a 10 or a 15-minute race, so it'll be a good test of it all. Because I'm not going to shift this time. so close to an off track. I thought that one was for sure. I mean, we're getting like 170 frames a second. This is incredible. Oh, that was too late that time. Somehow held on to it. Almost just overdriving this a little bit. Getting a little too harsh on the brakes. The car is really spread out. The AI, that was an off track. Because I'm in 10th right now. Is that a little better? Yeah, maybe a little better. And none of my buttons, I must have totally wiped them out on iRacing. I was doing some reconfigs. Sometimes the short shifting, I feel like, really pays off on this car. You just have to play it right. See, I had to let off right there. Oh, he's blocking me out. He's straight up playing defensive. I have not seen this much with the AI. That must be that new adaptive. Okay. Straight up. Yeah, now I'm coming in late. Kind of locked him up. So what's that put us in 9th? And I got the pack up there. I might catch. That's the last lap. See if we can overbrake a little bit there. Better off pushing out on that corner. I have my volume down so much. It's funny how much I rely on the sound of the car, and it really messes with me. I did a little lift. I definitely shifted too early on that one though, regardless. So what are they, 6 seconds? I got no chance. We'll see if I can shave some time off here. But this will be a good test to see the frame rate now with no cars around at all. What am I at, 165 up there? There's like 1 in my mirror, 2 in my mirror. So it's running on it. Look at that, 170. Yeah, this came out a little too early there. That was a little better. Yeah, if you get on the throttle too early on that one hairpin back there, that is not the play. They're off track. Trying to push it as wide as I could, and here we go. It's gonna start getting dark. The 8x time made a huge difference, and I don't know if my lights are gonna be working because I don't have my buttons programmed. It's hilarious. I don't know if I have it set to go auto on. It doesn't look like it. I was hoping we'd get some big reflective sunlight coming down, but the mountains, I think it went behind it so fast. But, you know, at this dark, you know, view, you're still getting the same FPS, so at least it's a good test to, you know, see, okay, well, what happens when it's dark outside? Does that change much? And I'm seeing 170 plus with those cars up there, so I'd have to say that this is a great balance. And I'll mention a few things really quick before I stop the video. I have taken the time to make sure that every single thing is updated, and I think it all has made a difference. Intel's little microed update that they had for the BIOS. Windows with, you know, several different updates, and 5090 latest updates, and every little thing I made sure, you know, settings were right, and that I was taking advantage of the clock speed of my RAM being 6,000, because the defaults after you update the BIOS to 48,000, not 40, 6,000 and 4,800, but all those little things. So I mean, seeing some solid performance for dual 4K in my opinion, especially with the i9 14900 that we all know bottlenecks with this engine. So let me know what you guys think.